What's going on today, guys? Welcome to Eddie Studios. Today I want to talk about the best video editors on a smartphone in 2023. I'm going to go through 3 of them today, and these are my top 3, the ones that I've played the most with, although there's a ton of them out there. As you can see, there is video editors for days. So there's video editors for days. You can pick a bunch of different ones, but there's these top 3. Let's start off with kinemaster. So I'm in kinemaster right now, and this app's pretty cool, although it is only a horizontal layout. Of all 3 of these apps, this is the only one that's a horizontal layout only. One of my favorite features about the kinemaster app is you hit play here, and I love how the audio shows up on the left. Those audio bars are very professional looking, and they don't show up on either of the other ones like that, but they remind me very much of a computer editor, and I just think that's super cool. And the only other major feature that I really enjoy on this app that stands out above some of the other apps is its color grading and color editing, and that you would find under your adjustments here. But just the array of ability it gives you is a lot more than most of the other. The fact that you can play with the highlights as well as the shadows is pretty awesome. You have the vibrance option. You don't see that in some of the other ones. Temperature you see in all of them. All of them have some kind of color grading, but this is the only one that really gets in depth with it. When you're paying for the KineMaster app, which I did do for a little while, you actually can play with the actual colors and which color you want to adjust in it. It's pretty amazing. So color grading wise, this one's heads and tails above the rest, and I really enjoy that it really shows you your left and right audio, and it shows it really nicely on the side. And this next one, most of you probably know and probably love, but if you didn't know, CapCut. CapCut's pretty cool. I mean, it's owned by the same company that owns TikTok, so it's really a ton of people that you see TikTok videos, even Instagram Reels and stuff like that. You're seeing them mostly using CapCut because it does have features that primarily work for that sort of stuff. I.e., before you even start a project, which is the new project button here, there's the stuff on the top of the screen that you can see, and those things are different features that you might not see in some of the other ones. Like the prompter is like the ability to use a teleprompter and actually record yourself with a teleprompter. So that's something unique that you're just not going to find in a lot of the other apps. So I'm throwing the same clip in that I used on the other one, but this is a little inconvenient to do a horizontal video on CapCut because it is a vertical editor. Now, it works just fine, but you're getting a very small screen of what you have. Now, as you can see, if you hit play, you're not getting the audio that we were seeing on the other one, and that's probably just because of the layout of the screen and what have you. Now, one of the really cool things that CapCut does have, and I'm going to add one more in here because I need a footage of my face. Let's get one where it's just me. Check this out. So one thing CapCut has that's absurdly awesome, and I do believe my next one that I'm going to tell you about is getting this feature, but this feature is pretty awesome. So one of the best features that you don't see in other stuff is to remove a background, and it just is going to do it automatically. So it's not like chroma key, which they do have, where you have to select what you're removing. Now, mind you, this isn't doing very good because I do have
this out.
Black on my clothes and stuff like that.
Get a photo.
But it does really well in certain environments. So if you set yourself up well with the background while you're shooting and you're not moving around a ton, and there's a good contrast between you and the background, it does a decent job. And all this stuff that you're seeing, the glitches and stuff, it will iron some of those out when you actually produce the video, because it does take some processing power to just kind of get all that. So in the export, it will fix a lot of that. Now, other things that CapCut has that kind of stand out above other stuff is object tracking. There's a lot of the transitions and filters that you'll see inside of TikToks and stuff like that. So it does give you a lot of that fun stuff. There's a ton of other features that you guys would probably love, and it's a great editor, and it is free. So there is a premium you can do for certain effects and stuff like that, but for the most part, it's free without a watermark. So by far the best thing you can get for free without a watermark. Very in-depth editor, but you are tied to TikTok, and I have feelings on that. You may or may not. If you want to know more about my feelings on that, check out the video in the card above. And last but not least, guys, this is by far my favorite, most versatile, most updating all the time, and this one is Power Director. Let's get right into this one. I'll show you a few awesome features that I love about this app. All right, we're inside of Power Director, and by far this is my favorite editor. I'm a little prejudiced to it because I've been using it for several years now, God, going on like 4 years, and I've been paying for it for the last 3 years, and I just really love this app. So we're gonna go ahead and load the one that we already did. So you just select your footage here, and it will load in whatever order you click them in. Now, then you just hit next, and it's gonna ask me if I wanna make a proxy to be able to edit better. So I'll just hit okay, although with just one clip, we won't really need it. So you could just hit use original. So I go ahead and hit okay, and it just takes a few seconds to do so for a clip this size. Some of the bigger clips it takes longer for. And so we're editing vertically right now, but I can easily just rotate my screen, and then I'm editing horizontal. And the fact that I can do that is just awesome, because you could have preference either way. None of the other apps allow you to choose horizontal or vertical. That's just a cool feature. We'll just go ahead and continue editing horizontal at this point, and you can edit either way on either. And to do stuff with your clip, you just select the clip. On horizontal, you're just going to hit the little pencil in the bottom, and it gives you all of the stuff you can do with that clip. You can adjust the speed, you can add effects, there's audio tools, filters, adjustment. Like I said, not as great as the adjustments on KineMaster. You don't have the full range where you can mess with your lows and your highs, your highlights and your shadows. There's not a technical gamma, it's just a brightness lift. Stuff like that. It's very minimal. It's enough to get by on a phone edit, but it's really cool to be able to throw something into KineMaster and do those adjustments there. If you want to do masking, it's so easy to do keyframe work on masks. Let's just go ahead and add something in here. So I'm going to just add a color board in. We'll just add a black color board. And so that's going to throw that black color board on my screen. I can make it whatever size I want, but let's just make it huge. We'll just center that, whatever, it's gigantic. And it's not really centered. We can go in and edit that mask, or edit that black color board however we want. I could change the opacity down, and I could keyframe that. So like, for instance, if I hit a keyframe here and then played it for a little bit, I could just fade it out, and then I could just bring that opacity back up. And if I play that video, it just like slowly darkens. And that's kind of cool. And it's very easy. And not only that, so you can keyframe that sort of stuff. And then I'm going to go ahead and undo those keyframes though. You can keyframe that sort of stuff. You can keyframe masks. So we could do like a rectangle mask. We can invert that. We could do an ellipse mask. I'm inverting it because it's huge now because I made the screen itself huge. You can feather the edges of it, and then we could keyframe that. So like I could change where the mask's at on the screen. I could go here, and I can move it a little bit and have it move over here if you wanted to. I'm not saying that's something you want to do, but you could. And like if you're going to mask an object out, I have a ton of videos on how you can use the mask. I can use all the tools on here, several videos on different tricks to do with the masks. But let's check out this other really awesome feature that Power Director has, which is it's a ridiculous audio library. So stock music, you have Shutterstock, and look at all of the Shutterstock music that you have. And these are genres. Like you all of a sudden click it, and then you have this array within each one. There's thousands of music options. Sound effects, it's the same thing. They have a huge array of sound effects, cinematic sound effects. We can go back. And if you're paying for the app, you don't have to worry about any copyright stuff. Also, photos, stock photos. You got Shutterstock, iStock, Pixabay, these ones you have to pay for, these iStock Pro or whatever. Pixabay is free though. All of this stuff, like, you can just use it. And you can search within these for other things. So just the ability to use all of this stuff, video as well, guys. Like, I'm not trying to leave anything out here. Video, iStock, Shutterstock, Pixabay, all this stuff, like, so much. You don't even have to shoot your own footage to play with video editing on here. Like, you can download whatever you want. Before we wrap this up, I just want to show you one of my other projects, and you can see like the layers that I've added to this project. I use some keyframing here to make a fun slow motion object in real life time, just using keyframing, masking, adding my own sound effects, and all these, actually my own sound effects. I'm actually adding sound effects that I got from the stock sound effects. But let's just watch. And it glitched a little just because of the processing on my phone while doing a screen record and playing it. But it actually looks real great when all said and done. And I did this in just like 20 minutes. If you guys want to learn more about Power Director, I have a whole playlist on it right there. It is by far my favorite, the most versatile video editor on the market. And I think that they are leagues above everything else. Although you do, to get the most out of it, you should pay for it, unfortunately, but it's so cheap. It's $34.99 a year, and like, that's a steal for everything you get in Power Director that you don't get in some of the other ones out there. And the subscriptions to the stock footage sites by themselves will cost you more than what Power Director costs in a whole year just for a month. So well worth it, in my opinion. Leave a comment below. What do you think? Is there one I missed that just I might be missing out on but could be better than these other ones? Because I love to test them out. So please leave comments if you have other video editors that you just love. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell notification, and you'll see when the next video comes out. If you're interested in budget videography, check out my favorite camera to shoot with on this playlist here, the Osmo Pocket 2. It's my favorite, and I'm gonna go shoot something. You guys shoot something awesome. Don't forget to post your work. Peace out, guys. I'll see you next week with another video. Later.